And how would you treat her if she was a child? You'll look at her and be like, "Oh, damn, what's wrong? Calm down. What's wrong?" And you'll slow down and you'll literally listen to her. So it's not necessarily being feminine or being a woman. It's actually being her father.
I think there's a fear of Black men that if they admit that everyone has masculine and feminine traits, they're going to be seen as what is it called? Zesty. So instead of accepting that everyone has masculine and feminine traits, and while you're experiencing, and these traits were created before us, before all of us were here, and they use them to describe the two genders. And I know we're working really, really hard to make it seem like everything is we're all exactly the same and there is no difference between men and women and trans and blah blah blah. But originally these statements came out when there was a difference. I understand now it's not the same. So maybe there is no masculine and feminine. We should stop using those terms. But when those terms came out, that's what it was applying to. And it is not a problem for a man to accept a feminine trait in the moment to get what he needs to get to resolve conflict. And the more tools you have in your toolbox to tackle a problem, the better off you will be. If you only have one way to solve something, if you only have one route to go about it, it's going to pigeonhole you. You can be more creative if you allow in something else, allow in some other options. That's just what I'm trying to throw out there.
Indeed. All right, Precious, did you go on this?
All right, so everybody went, right?
Go ahead,
all right. I have a huge problem with the guys on here, and I think it's really sad. Even though he used the term feminine or whatever, he shout out to Stefan, but guys in this world, in this social media world, they make a choice to be over here, over there, right? So since he's over there, when it comes to the panderer type of people, most likely he's going to speak in a panderous tone. We all know the man ain't talking about be a woman or be feminine. He's just saying, your feminine energy or whatever. So with all that being said, I totally agree with him, because to be honest with you, if you think about it, about a month ago, the video that I did about treat a woman like she's a child was literally everything he just said. I'm not going to say he took my words, but he took my damn words and just changed it. So everything I said when it comes to treat women like a child, I literally said, when your woman is at you and all the masculine energy, remember I said that? She's like, you did this, you did da. Instead of looking at this woman as an adversary, you turn around and look at her like she's a child. And how would you treat her if she was a child? You'll look at her and be like, "Oh, damn, what's wrong? Calm down. What's wrong?" And you'll slow down and you'll literally listen to her. So it's not necessarily being feminine or being a woman. It's actually being her father. And speaking of father, I want to say this, Israel, calm down, bro.
I'm calm. What you talking about? You talking? I didn't say nothing. I'm calm.
Speaking, you keep doing this.
Yo, that's to say I want to go next.
I got you. Speaking of father, I went
into in your feminine energy. Is that what you're doing? Bro, are you in your feminine? Are you in your feminine right now? Is that what's happening, Mr. Lego?
Bro, can you mute him? Like, shut up. So look, I just went in my feminine energy 3 days ago, because I just found out my dad was still alive, because my cousin, when I grew up, found me, and he told me all this shit about my family in Philadelphia. Guess what? I cried. Did I go into my feminine energy? Yes, I did. You can call it whatever. But yeah, I cried like a damn baby. So the bottom line is, men, and to the men in the chat watching this, y'all got to stop this alpha male bullshit. We are human beings, and we have masculine and feminine qualities. So whether you want to call it this or whether you want to call it that, it is a feminine quality, and there's nothing wrong with that. We're people. Stop acting like we these Neanderthals and shit.
I got Sweeney, you went on this, right?
Yeah, I went on this.
All right, I got to give my answer because I disagree with everything that Let Go just said. I mean, so bad. Y'all are gonna make me sound like a full-blown African. I can't believe I got to do that shit tonight. Let's give the definition of femininity, shall we? Qualities or attributes.
Can you do it in your accent? Can you do it in the accent?
Yeah.
Qualities or attributes regarded as characteristics of women and girls. Femininity are qualities or attributes regarded as the characteristics of women or girls. Men should not be behaving ever. In fact, let me not even start there because I got to take this all the way to the borderline misogyny side. Never in your life should a woman step out of her feminine frame to address her man. We got to check that at the door first. You don't need to escalate the situation as a man by being aggressive, but you need to take control by being assertive. Being assertive can even mean leaving. That woman does not. You step out of that frame once. I'm going to ask everybody on the panel, and I want to see who gets it right. Practice makes what?
Perfect.
No.
Progress, I would say.
No, not progress. Practice makes habit. If you allow her to practice being in her masculine energy, if she gets to raise up like that and yell at you, she's going to do that shit to you for the rest of your life. Hell no. Never in her life should she raise up at you in her masculine energy. You check that shit at the door or you go find yourself another woman. Stay in your femininity for the entirety of your life, and that is how you are meant to address all men. What are we talking about? We will not accept disrespect and then tone ourselves down in a docile manner to acquiesce to the woman's demands. That is not how men operate. When men are being men, women know better than to do that shit. I cannot believe I did not hear that on the panel tonight.
What I said? Hold on. Wait. I literally got blasted out because I said that a man should never ever get out of his masculine frame ever, and that that's basically what it is. But to Mr. Lego's point, Mr. Lego was saying about women or children. That's his shtick, right? Okay, cool. Women or children, and you should deal with her like a child. Well, if you are the parent and you are the parent, then that is an authoritative figure and also a masculine trait, my boy. So when you keep talking about this feminine energy, nah, son, you staying in your masculine period. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I when I found about my dad.
You was feminine when you was just retorting to me.
I want to add compassion, crying, showing concern for your loved one is not feminine. I can do that.
That was different.
Supremely masculine manner.
Exactly. That's why I said.
Yeah. So I don't know why if we're actually going to say boys can cry, we need not call them feminine for doing
exactly
so.
For crying.
That's damaging.
I also want to point out one of the contradictions that
I just wanted to let the men know, because I think this is important, because a lot of these little manosphere dudes teach these dudes not to cry, not to be vulnerable, and all this other shit. So if we could take the feminine part out, I'm agreeing with y'all. But at the end of the day, we are people. We're human beings and shit. We got feelings just like everybody else. And that was my point.
Of course, but that's not fit. But see, this is the problem. Wait, and I just wanted to say this. But this is how dangerous. Wait, this is how dangerous this is, and this is how we got here, really, with this whole toxic masculinity bullshit. Is because we don't see any redeeming qualities in masculinity. There's no redeeming qualities to people in masculinity. They think if you're masculine, you gotta beat your chest and you gotta be hard all the time, and you gotta be rough, and you gotta be a mean motherfucker. Pardon me, you gotta be a mean dude. They think that. But that's not necessarily the case. Like, masculinity has
but that's not the case that they're making, Israel. Let me ask the question. The thing is, more women.
Go ahead, Fancy.
It's a thin
women
line.
cry more. Women cry more than men do. More women cry more than men do. So with that being said, that is the only reason why it's considered a feminine trait. Everyone knows that everyone cries.
Babies cry.
We all know that children cry, both boys and girls. However, as you grow up, as you mature, men stop crying. For whatever reason, men have stopped crying as they go through their adolescence and adulthood. They get to a point where they wait. Wait, Israel.
Let her finish.
One
I'm
mic.
trying to be patient. I'm trying to be. I'm not in the best energy right now, so I'm trying to not do that to y'all. When a person is trying to explain what a masculine and feminine thing is, it's just saying that at a certain age, a man and a woman do things differently. It's societal norm for it. So it's not that you should be afraid to do these things because everyone knows you're a man. So you shouldn't be afraid to cry and be in your feminine energy in that moment because you're still going to be a man.